especially now that bars and clubs and festivals and concerts are reopening. So the Vixen, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
Let's go ahead and talk. So, as far as, Roscoe's Pride in the Park, there's so many events that are taking place. What's it like for you to come back to live performances?
It's really exciting. I'm a dancer, I'm a performer. I love being on stage and getting to really like show what I can do. And I love the energy in the room. So being able to look people in the eye when I take their money again, it's so good.
There were so many times where there was like only taking credit cards. You couldn't use cash. Now to be able to to hand that money out, it's just a wonderful feeling for so many people.
Yeah, it really is.
Now let's talk a little bit about Roscoe. So what are you doing there on Tuesday night? It's for All Stars, correct?
Yeah, so Roscoe's has a drag race competition. It's where I started, actually. It's an amateur competition that goes into a semifinals quarterly and then goes into a final at the end of the year. But this year, we're also doing an all-stars competition with all of the girls who have won a semifinal before. So it's the best of the best all competing. It's really exciting. So I get to judge.
You get to judge something we haven't been able to do in person in a long time. Pride in the Park is also one of the big festivals that is returning this year. Bigger, better than ever. It's 2 days. Shaka Khan is going to be there, and you are going to be there on the exact same day.
I know. I'm so excited. First of all, I love Shaka Khan. I think right before quarantine, I was on the same plane as her, and I was freaking out about that. So to be on the same lineup as her is really, really exciting.
Have you ever performed to a Shaka Khan song before? Do you have a favorite one that you performed to?
I'm Every Woman, of course. Yes.
That wasn't a trick question. I just wanted to make sure that I
knew. Yeah.
What's it like to be able to come back, especially for the fans of either of Drag Race or people who haven't been able to hang out with their friends in the bars? Like, what has been as a kind of a third party witness, kind of seeing so far into the crowds of people just being able to get out and be at their favorite places?
Yeah, it's great. For me, like my show, Black Girl Magic, has always been about the energy in the room. And that's something very hard to mimic online or on a digital show. And, we had a good time in digital shows, but being back together in the room and seeing that sense of community and everybody experiencing something wonderful at the same time is something you can't replicate. And so I can just tell that everybody's very glad to have like our community back in the same space.
And just since you mentioned it, that was the other thing I wanted to ask you about was Black Girl Magic, one of the most popular, series, to be in the Chicagoland bars. When's it coming back? What's going on? Give me a little something.
Well, I took a break at the beginning of the year. I said, I'm not going to do any more digital shows. I'm going to take it easy. But now with things opening up, I'm like, I can't get through Pride without having a Pride Black Girl Magic. So me and Roscoe's will be announcing a June date very soon.
Now, not only is it June for Pride Month, but then they also just announced that the parade's going to be taking place in October. So, 2 very big months for the LGBTQ plus community.
Yeah.
Anything you can say as far as like October wise, are you doing anything, or are we just kind of concentrating on the summer right now?
Oh my gosh. I really feel like this reopening is kind of like Miranda Priestly and The Devil Wears Prada. Like suddenly she's like, why is no one ready? So for me, I don't know what we're going to be doing for Pride yet. That we just found out about the parade and everything. But gays love Halloween. So I'm sure that we'll be just as crazy as we are in June. Any excuse to wear a jock strap and a rainbow, and you got me.
You got me in June, you got me in October, you name it.
Right, we'll put a pumpkin on it. Why not?
Exactly. No, let me write that down for my costume. Let's talk a little bit about some of our other talent from RuPaul's Drag Race that is from Chicago. Obviously, Shea Coulee and you both have become very close, good friends. What's this year been like as far as friendship wise, especially if you both haven't been able to hang out and physically together, and maybe some of the other people that you've kind of connected with, especially part of Black Girl Magic or people that you worked with together at Roscoe's. Like how was that past year, and who are you connecting with?
It really has been a year of group chats. That's been my sanity, and luckily I had enough of them that they don't get tired of me. I talk to my himbo friends, I talk to my drag queen friends, and I just shuffle around until everybody gets tired of me. So yeah, being able to talk to Shay and to the other girls from Black Girl Magic on a constant, and even some mornings we just wake up and we all say divas, and that's just just to say, hey, I'm thinking about you. You're on my mind. That's actually, Shay started that trend of us just walking in a room and going, divas. And so we say that every day just to, check in. And it's been really good to have just other voices to be like, yo, this is crazy. I'm tired. I'm bored. I miss you. Every once in a while, we'll be able to have like a little pizza dinner or something real quick. But I mean, even in the digital world, we're all still so busy. We're all filming all the time for one reason or another. And so just to be able to check in with your sisters, I really found out through quarantine, the people who think about me every day, which is very sweet, right? You get to know who really needs to see you on a daily. And those people are people that I couldn't have gotten through this year without.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely did the same thing too, where, especially during the early part of the lockdown, I looked to see who I was texting, who's my friends with social media. And I'm like, I want to call that person. I want to have a real conversation. I want to see them face to face, because you miss them and you want to show them that you care and that they're important to you. And I think that's such an important thing that hopefully we'll still continue to appreciate coming out of quarantine.
Yeah, being out in the streets again and being able to go to clubs again and running into people I hadn't seen in so long. And like being a part of nightlife, you don't realize how many people are a staple in your everyday because you see so many people all the time. But I would see faces and just melt like, oh my God, where have you been? This is really sweet.
Oh, I miss you so much. Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
No, I do want to ask you a serious question. When you were on RuPaul's Drag Race, you did have a moment where you brought to light an issue that you had faced here in Chicago performing, what maybe some of the fans have dealt with or maybe didn't realize that they were dealing with, especially given everything last year. I mean, you were kind of on the forefront of bringing this message to light. What was that like for you, and how have you seen the community change, or hope to change, in this coming year?
It's been actually very rewarding. When I first started speaking out against, literal racism or casual racism, it was scary. There was a lot of people who didn't understand where I was coming from. And I think one of the good things about quarantine is we were able to sit with these realities and kind of digest it more. And so last year we had a drag march in Chicago that garnered over 3,000 people in Lakeview on Halsted, which is something I would never imagine that I could see in my lifetime in support of Black Lives Matter. And that was amazing. I spoke, Shay spoke, Dita Ritz spoke. We all got to really talk about what we've experienced and the issues that we've had to face as Black queens in the community. And we're doing the drag march again. It's going to be coming back. I know March 13th, and we're doing the drag march again. It's coming back June 13th. We will be back on the street. So please come out and support Black Lives Matter in our own queer community.
It's an important message this year, especially as people are coming back together. And then, we get to do that, which has a serious tone to it. We got Pride in the Park at the end of June to go ahead and celebrate it. And then final thing here, what can you give away or tease as far as your performance of what you're planning for that performance there?
My performance for Pride in the Park. Okay, I'll give you some tidbits. I am doing 2 10-minute sets. So you're gonna get a lot of Vixen. You're gonna get a lot of magic. And I've always been called the airbender of drag, so expect a Windy City girl to give what she gives.
And hopefully we'll get you on stage with Shaka Khan, not just the plan, we need to get you on stage together.
Yes.
The Vixen, thank you so much for your time today. Have so much fun. Roscoe's on Tuesday, June 13th. Yeah. Look out for the drag march, Pride in the Park, and then the Vixen's World on social media to go ahead and keep up with everything that the Vixen is up to.
Yes, thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.